Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the cheap way to mount Howard Leight Impact Sport Ear Pro directly to the arc rail on your tactical helmet. A lot of people think that you have to use Peltor Ear Pro or some really expensive mounting options that are out there that are hundreds of dollars. With this mod, you can just basically, you have to sacrifice a pair of these to where you have to cut them up, and they are going to be dedicated now to your helmet. But for around $100, you can get Ear Pro and the mounts themselves that will go on here. So I've had a few different requests to actually show you how to do this, and I finally got one of our friends finally ordered this stuff right here to attach to his helmet. So this is actually his helmet, not mine. So I'm going to be showing you how to put that on here and how to cut everything to where you put it on. Some people are nervous about cutting up their stuff. It's not a big deal. The only thing you want to be wary of, which I'll show you whenever I'm doing it, is not to cut this wire right here. That's really the most important thing when it comes to this. So again, this is everything you need. You need the Howard Leight Ear Pros, which they run about 40-50 bucks depending on where you get them from. They make a bunch of cool different colors. I made a review on these Ear Pro. I like these quite a bit. They sound good. You need these mounts right here, which you want to buy the actual Peltor ones. And you can see right there, it says Peltor. Yep, there you can go. Made in Sweden. You can buy knockoff ones on Amazon that are around $15-20. I don't suggest those because they don't lock in place and nearly securely. These are pretty solid, which if you listen, like it sounds like it's breaking, it's not. That just is a solid lockup. So that would be their ears, or your ear muff is away from your ear, and then you push it down, and then now they lock onto your ear to make it where the Ear Pro works. So you want to make sure you have a good solid lockup. And again, these fit on the arc rails right here. They just slide in place. And for those of you who are wondering, here's all the information on the boxes. They should come in a box like this, and it'll come with some information on the inside and little warnings and all that kind of stuff. So I'll move this box out of the way and just kind of show you what to do. So first step is we're going to cut on the Ear Pro right here, and we're going to remove this band. So we'll get right to it. All right, so first thing I'm going to be doing is cutting off this leather piece, or I don't know if it's real leather or not. But anyways, I'm going to be cutting that off, and the thing you want to be aware of is this wire runs all the way through here, and it goes out to the other side. So you just want to make sure that you don't cut this wire at all. But really, other than that, there's nothing else you can mess up, because we are going to be cutting this metal wire. So all you're going to be left with by the end of this is these plastic tab pieces right here that'll stay attached to here. We're going to be cutting these metal pieces and actually pulling them out of here. And then we're just going to be cutting this wire, basically freeing this wire from the headband itself. So I'll go ahead and show it to you. I might speed this up. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes on video. It's kind of hard to cut through here because this is a leather type material. I don't know if it's real leather or not. But you want to cut up through here. You want to make sure not to cut. There we go. So now I can go all the way up. And again, making sure, feeling for that wire, it's up here, so I'm not cutting it. And you just keep going around. Yep, wire's still up there. So again, trying to cut this without messing up that wire. There we go. All right, so the wire is now able to come out. I'll go ahead and cut this the rest of the way. Cut that down, cut these pieces. All right, so now this leather piece will just come off, everything will fall off. All right, so here's the leather piece, I'm done with that, don't need it anymore. Here's what you're left with, and you can see the wire has not been cut. So next, I'm going to show you with a Dremel, which these are the only two tools you need, just a pair of scissors and a Dremel. If you have a pair of like heavy duty wire cutters that can cut through something as thick as this, you can use that, that's fine. Or if you have a hacksaw, that'd work too. Just take you a little bit, just make sure not to damage the Ear Pro themselves. But I'll show you how to do that step next. And again, I'm going to use a Dremel, so I'm going to probably pick up this blanket here, that way it doesn't catch it on fire. So be right back. All right, so this is just my kitchen table. This is tile, obviously, so I'm not hopefully going to catch anything on fire, because whenever you cut this with a Dremel, you're going to be sending sparks flying everywhere, so just know that. Hopefully it sounds not too terrible while I have this on, but it's pretty straightforward. All you do is just cut it. All right, so I am through on one side. Again, all you're doing is separating this. This thing is gonna get hot. You should probably wear glasses during this, but you know, for the video, whatever. So there's one side removed, and now on here, I'm going to show you, this pulls out. So as you pull it out, it'll only come out one way. And if you look down in there, hopefully you can see this on camera, see how it's kind of rectangular almost. There's two little tabs that hold it in place. So if you rotate, you'll eventually figure out which side it comes out easily. So it just pulls out, just rotate it, see how it's kind of bent there. That goes in just like this, and so it goes back in, and then whenever it's actually on, it's actually twisted this way so it can't come out easily. And I'll show you why that's important whenever we're putting the mounts together themselves. But just pull this out, and again, if it's not coming out easy, just twist until it comes out, because it will come out easy whenever you have it turned the right way. It's just like a key. So there's one down. I'll probably speed this process up. For this one, the ones that are closer to the wire need to be a little bit more careful, because again, you're creating a lot of heat. If you're using a hacksaw or something else, you don't have to worry about that as much, but you can really cut this just about anywhere. So I'm going to try to hold this out of the way and try to cut it just like that. All right, so there is two. As you can see, it separates. You're gonna pull it out. Just twist until you figure out where it comes out. There it comes. So it just pulls right out. You don't want to damage anything, because you don't want to damage how tight that is on the inside. Because one thing I will say is the Peltor, the mounts that I'll show you here in a second, aren't exactly the same diameter as this. They're ever so slightly smaller. So they're not as snug. So whenever you're adjusting the Howard Leights up and down, they are fairly snug on there, so they don't move easily. On the Peltors, they move a little bit more freely. They're still snug on there, but just so you know, they're not exactly the same size. So I'm going to do the exact same thing over on this side right here that I haven't cut yet. You don't need to see that. It's the exact same thing as the other side. That way you don't have to sit here forever. So we'll be right back, and I'll have this cut. All right, so here's what we're left with. You got this piece left over that is garbage now. You don't need that. Put it over there with the leather. You got these little pieces that are, again, trash. So I just cut the other ones. So again, just to show you, these pull straight out. You just pull, twist until, boop, come right out. There you go. And then the next side, pull it out. Still a little bit warm. And out they come. All right, so again, just to show you, that's what it looks like. So it is kind of like a key. So it's just make sure that it comes out the right way so you don't break anything, because you don't want to force anything like this. If you feel like you're forcing it, you're probably doing it wrong. So go slow. All right, so if you want to at this point, you can turn them on, make sure they're still working. But what you're left with is these two pieces on here. Don't remove these. So leave those on here, and then you got the wire. So next I'm going to show you how to put them on here, which I'll go ahead and just show you now on camera. So these pieces come off in the same way. So you want to pull, and you don't need these at all. People think you have to attach this to that. You don't. So just pull, and just like those other things, they will come off. So you can see on here, hopefully you can see in camera, yep, right there, you can see how it's smashed in the same way. So just how it locks onto these, it locks into the Howard Leight the same way. So again, pull off the other one. And sorry, this is awkward for some of y'all. I'm doing this behind the camera, and which is awkward for me too. So, all right, so put those aside. You don't need them. You can keep them if you want to. So you're left with this, which is just the wire and the mount itself. So on here, all you're gonna do is literally just push these in. See, you can see, sorry about that. You can see the slot goes one way, just like the key goes in. So you're just gonna push one side in. It should fit right in there. Then the other side should do the same. You don't want to push it all the way in until you get both of them started. So I got both of them started. Now they both slide in there. There we go. And you can tell it's still pretty snug. I would say this one's actually more snug than mine is. So this actually feels the same snugness as the Howard Leights were before they had these on here. So there's one side done. All right, so now everything's on there. Make sure you have the Howard Leights the right side up, because just a second ago I might put it in there, I might not. I actually put them on upside down, so they're easy to take off. You just pull them out, put them back on the right way. So now you're left with these, and you have the wire that comes around, and I will show you how to mount it to the helmet itself. All right, so you're going to start with the side. You want to make sure that the wire is on the back side facing behind you. So it's going to be facing the back side of the helmet. And all you're going to be doing is just taking this little slot right there. You can see the little slot. All it does is just fits right on top of here. And you just slide it on here. Every arc rail is slightly different diameters, so you're trying to fit it in there. Sometimes it goes easy, sometimes it doesn't. Just once you get it started, it'll stay in there pretty easy. Now this one is extremely tight, so but again, you can see how it's on there. You might need to tap it with a hammer, or if you have like a rubber mallet or something, that'd be best because you wouldn't be damaging stuff. But there's this little tab right here that's going to be locking. See if you can see that. Yeah, so that little tab right there is going to be gliding and locking into each of these notches along the way. Generally right around the middle is where I keep it. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to take both hands to do this because this rail is really tight. So I'll show you what it looks like once it's on there. So one side note, the problem that I didn't have with my helmet, this one is an extra large. My helmet was a medium large. This one's a large, extra large. There's not enough space or not enough cordage on these, or wire, I guess I should say, on these Howard Leights for me to actually put this on the other side, starting from the front and putting it back. So I'm going to have to take this one off of the Peltor mount and then put the Peltor mount on and then attach the Howard Leight from this side. So if you have a larger helmet, just know you might have to do that. For my other one, I don't think I had to. Maybe I did. I don't remember. Okay, so problem I just ran into. One, I just used something like this too. It's got a rubber on the side to mallet these pieces back where you need to go. And you can adjust them. Again, I put them right here to where the tab is on the third spot from right here over. And that tends to be pretty much right in the middle. On this one right here, again, you can slide them either direction to fit your ear better. On this helmet, these actually don't get in the way because there's enough real estate. But a problem I ran into, and again, this is the large, extra large size, the Longfri helmet from Bowtac. And mine, just so you can see a comparison, get that out of the way, is the medium large. So it's the smaller size of the two. And if you'll notice on here, I just use a little bit of tape to hold my wire in place, which looks, I don't know, maybe it looks bad. You could also tuck the wire on the inside of the helmet and tape on in there if you wanted to. I just ran on the outside. Maybe I'll tuck it in later. I don't know. But for this one, the helmet is small enough where you can run it around the outside if you want to. So you could also run underneath this thing if you want to. Again, I could if I want to. I just don't care. But this one's small enough where you can do that. On the other one, it's actually too large to go around, which you can see right here, hopefully. Yep, you can see. There's not enough wire. This helmet's too big to go on here. And then whenever you would snap these down, it would make it even tighter. So this cord is going to have to go on the inside somewhere. So I'm going to have to tape it most likely on the inside, probably about right here on the back side, which again will be out of the way. It's not, you know, your head is on the inside of here. It doesn't come in contact with the outside of the shell. So that's not a big deal, but just know if you have a smaller one, you can put it around the outside. But if you have a bigger noggin, you got a big brain, then you're going to have to put the wire on the inside. If you got a small brain like me, you can put it around the outside, sure. So that's just a little side note. So I'm going to tape that on in there, but it's pretty much done at this point. They're on there. So again, all it does is just slide directly into those slots. And on this one, I could leave those in the way or leave those in there because they're not in the way and the cord's going to go on the inside. So, but if you run the cord on the outside like I did here, you're going to have to remove that piece because whenever this tightens down, it obviously pulls on this and it was just rubbing up against that piece. And you really don't want your cords constantly rubbing against something because it can damage the outside of the rubber. So just something to take note of. So again, hopefully this video was useful to you. I'll go ahead and tape this on the inside and just show you how that works too, just in case you're interested. But again, these pieces will snap back down. They'll go up against your ear, and your ear, which would be right about here. And then the other one obviously does the same thing. And whenever you want to take it off of your head, all you do is just pull them out. They snap out. And it sounds like you're breaking stuff. You're not. Don't worry. They're pretty tough. They're $60, so they better be tough. But anyways, hopefully this helped you. I get a lot of questions about this, and I haven't seen many videos that actually showed how to do this. I've seen some videos that said, oh yeah, you can put them on there, and then they show the before and after, but they didn't actually show the how-to, you know, or what exactly to cut and what to do. So hopefully this helps some of y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, this one, you can spray paint. If you don't like how everything doesn't match, you can always spray paint stuff. But hopefully this helped y'all out. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. I comment on or reply to everyone who comments down below. So if you like this kind of stuff, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you enjoy it. I try to do one video a week. All right, have a good one, guys.
All right, because some of you will be mad if I didn't show you. So here's what I did for the wiring on the inside. You just want to make sure that the wiring has a little bit of excess on either side, so you got a little bit of room there, so whenever it goes in and out, you got plenty of wire. Do the same thing on the other side. There's plenty of wire here, so whenever it goes out, you got plenty of wire. Whatever goes in, plenty of wire. And it doesn't hang up on anything. So all I did was use tape, and this is just like OD green duct tape, so I taped the wire along the inside of the rim so it just stays out of the way. And you could probably tuck it behind this padding if you wanted to, or somewhere else, but that's just what I did, and it matches good enough. So again, hopefully y'all like this. Have a good one.